With the background, wish you looking I found me a quarter water. What's up, Prince? Love. Oh man. Star Made. Oh wait, I gotta get my. We gotta play live. You've been ducking me. We're gonna talk about it. By the way, if you guys aren't following me on Twitch, please do so. Please do so. All right, couple people here, hit the like button, please. And if you can't hit the like button, hit the share button. That's actually even better. I know what I wanted to do. If I know if I should stream a video game, do a video, or just go live. Yeah, I'm eating an orange, but it's not a mukbang. Damn, that's sour. What up, Bob Pound? I can't stand Saint Masturbator. All right. You ground booting, or you do it like a movie. I ain't lying when I say shorty school me. He said, "Oh, a mukbang." Which you said you eating? I'm eating a freaking what the hell do you call these things? The small ass oranges. Mandarin, but it tastes like mop water, dude. Like this one does. Damn. Oranges in a quarter water with a straw. This has less than 1 gram of sugar in it. The one they used to sell at the corner store probably had like 6 grams of sugar in it. All right, so we're gonna talk about a couple things. All right, let's get into my favorite screen. All right. Welcome everyone. This is just a Best Bot Theory. I just got a couple things I want to talk about. Sometimes I just get bored. You know, being quarantined and locked down, and like it does something to you. This is like our, I guess, a small glimpse of what some other countries go through. Like generally, just normal. We're getting a taste of it. So. Yeah, but it sucks. And the crazy thing is, I'm surprised I didn't go live as more often. But I don't know, I've been just trying to live. But I hope you guys are healthy and being safe and doing whatever you need to do to, like, you know, stay strong for your friends and family and beating this stuff. So I know video games has been very, very popular during these time. Podcasting, streaming. So and I'm pretty sure gaming's gonna grow with this. I just can't wait till this stuff is over. So Bob says, Kid Smooth, have you played Final Fantasy VII Remake? I haven't. I don't own the game. I do not own the game. I haven't played Resident Evil 3 and I haven't played Final Fantasy. Yeah, I don't own either game. The last time I played Bleeding Edge was probably the last time I streamed it, which was, let me look at Twitch. I think that was probably a week and a half ago or a week ago, whenever my last stream was. So it's been a few. It's been a few since I played that. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been a little while. Life in Times podcast for $2. That shout outs for the entertainment. Yeah. I'm gonna try to entertain you. I'm trying to talk some Prince Frosty says Bleeding Edge, I bought that game for some unknown reason. You actually bought it. You better than me. I didn't I obviously I'm taking advantage of it via the Game Pass. So I mean, I'm not gonna say I would recommend anyone like that game has an audience. I mean, I enjoy it especially with friends and people that know how to play it. I want them. I'll get back on it once they add some more things. The only thing that keeps me going back and playing it is because I'm missing one achievement, and if I get that final achievement, I'll have the game 100%. Because that's the drive right now, is to get the 100%. But the problem is I have to play as a character I usually don't play as, and that's a support character, and I suck with them like heavily. Prince, you said you're done. Why are you done with Xbox? This is the worst time to be done with Xbox. It's like when all those people who jump ship over to PlayStation, like in 2019, 2020, I'm like, well, why would you do that now? Like, it's like people waited until like the end of the life cycle to be like, oh, I'm jumping to PlayStation, I'm a bash Xbox. You're doing it at the worst possible time. Should have did that shit in like 2016 or something, or 2017. You said you just got an Xbox, man? You said you love Japanese games and story-based games, which PS5... Whoa. Let's say that shit. You said you love Japanese games and story-based games, which PS5 offers. If I want power, I'm going to go play on PC. The PS5 doesn't offer you any of those. It hasn't shown any of those. We've seen one game for PlayStation 5, and it's not a story-based game. It's actually like a multiplayer looter slasher game, and it's not by a Japanese developer. The PlayStation 4, offers all those games and stuff, and the Xbox is finally getting those games, sure, albeit a late bloomer. You go into Game Pass, there's a bunch of like these random JRPG games in there that they got, and right now it's the only console with like Phantasy Star 2 on there. So it has them. It's just not my cup of tea. It has the Yakuzas now. The second one's about to, I think one of the Kiwami game. I think Zero's already out, and then one of the Kiwami games is about to come out soon on Game Pass. So, John Mark says, Xbox One X crushes your PC, and now the Series crushes 98% of PCs, and Microsoft will have those games too. So what's your excuse will be then? Oh, that's the flame right there. What else we got? We got a couple things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about I really want to talk about this whole thing with PlayStation, right? There's these rumblings, and I think was it Bloomberg made their second report once again regarding its pricing and probably the limited availability of it. A lot signs are pointing towards $500. They saying even up to $550. I just wanted my thing is with PlayStation, right? Especially with PlayStation 5, the rollout is like, I just don't know what they're doing. They have everything has been we had the I feel like they started off with like, all right, we're gonna be talking about the thing, and then they stopped, and then everything was like slow. So we got the logo in January. We got the controller in April, and we still haven't got the console. We still haven't gotten any like demonstration or game for it. And there's all this confusion about its specs and its capabilities with the GitHub leak and the overclocking, the overheating rumors or the fake overheating rumors, the first Bloomberg pricing thing about them having trouble pricing it, to now to this the same again Bloomberg again with this pricing issue. And I just don't. I'm. It's hard to predict PlayStation. There's just very hard. It's like there's no like valid like leaker there for PlayStation that can give valid information, and they're just moving at their own pace. But everything has a timeline, and right now we're in the middle of April. Ouch. We're in the middle of April. In 2 weeks is going to be May. And at that point, ideally at that point we're looking at, in another 5 to 6 months your console would have to launch. So that means over the next 5 to 6 months some marketing material has to happen. I know obviously with the stuff we're going on, it's not going to be the same, like public press events and stuff like that, but the PlayStation blog is supposed to be popping, YouTube and the Twitter, and it's supposed to be popping, streams are supposed to be popping. So I want to know when everything is going to start to unfold for PlayStation. And I'm curious to see if Microsoft is going to be able to take advantage, because I think a situation, if everything that they're saying is true, like the PlayStation is probably going to be $500 to $550, is going to be limited availability. They're planning to only sell worldwide or to ship worldwide 5 to 6 million units in its first quarter. That's like everything is set up for the Xbox, like pretty much to come in heavy and contend strong. It's like that. It's like when the Golden State Warriors, like when KD went down, right? I was like, all right, the tunnel just opened. Like, all right, the Raptors got this, or the Rock. Well, first the Rockets, but they didn't. And then Clay went down. Oh, they better take advantage of this. I feel like it's one of those things that's taking place because it's just timing. And who's to say, right? All right, PlayStation can't sell as many because they won't ship as many. PlayStation can't sell as many because the price is higher than expected, and maybe the launch games won't be there. Whereas you have Xbox Series X and potentially Xbox Series S, a console that's probably going to be the same price as the PlayStation 5, but more powerful, and a cheaper version of that console that's a lot cheaper than the PlayStation 5. That still will get the next generation games and whatnot. And the chance of those, maybe they're not having an issue with manufacturing and shipping. So they might have the availability of these consoles, the pricing of these consoles, and games with the at least Halo and Forza. If you sneak Halo out the door, you're probably good. And then the way their strategy on putting games out, what they're going to try to do. So I'm assuming like two, like in every, like, because you gotta obviously launch games Halo and Forza. I know Forza hasn't been confirmed, but and then they're gonna ride that until about February. Then another game or two is gonna come. And between like obviously February and April, there's gonna be like some releases, and then so they're gonna be flowing games out, and for that period that the PlayStation 5 is limited, the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S might be rapidly available. They're gonna have a ton of crazy marketing deals because of their position at that point in time. It's going to be very interesting. I'm just trying to see how this is going to turn out. I think, and hopefully everybody launches around the same time, because it'll be like an ideal rematch. The first time around, 360 came out first. It had a year to really like kind of like get off the ground. And obviously the Xbox One, it was contending when the PS4 came out earlier. It was actually contending. There were months where the Xbox One was winning NPDs. It wasn't that nobody was really bragging about sales. Sure, they would brag that PlayStation 4 won NPD, but then the next month the Xbox would win it, and it wouldn't have been really that much of anything. It wasn't until really when the games stopped being produced, and the disparity in sales, and the biggest gap between Xbox and PlayStation was mainly worldwide. It wasn't like North America. So I think we're looking at a more even fight, a more compelling fight, because two consoles, same price, and obviously we got the specs on them both. So it's very interesting. But the thing is about PlayStation is that it's just weird the way that they've been going about it. It's like, because obviously a lot of people were they still got games to release on PlayStation 4 and stuff like that. But I feel like their PlayStation 4 efforts haven't really been like that big of a deal. Obviously, Final Fantasy, great, awesome. The hype around Death Stranding came and went, didn't sell much of anything. Days Gone wasn't as hot as we all wanted it to be. And The Last of Us Part 2, everybody's waiting for, has been delayed indefinitely. Ghost of Tsushima, it's supposed to come out in June, but who knows? But I imagine, and I'm sure we all had a different take on what will be going on in 2020. None of us expected COVID to be like ruining everyone's life and stopping and delaying Earth for months. So nobody expected that, but I didn't expect. I imagine, like, when I was back in like 2019, I forecast a lot, and I think about, this is what these guys are going to be doing this. I thought there would be, around this time, there would just be a lot of like hype and energy and reveals and stuff already. I didn't foresee PlayStation being this silent, like this mum, and this like the droplets of information. I didn't foresee it being like that. I thought it was going to be a lot more. I thought Xbox was going to have trouble, like, meeting expectation, or not. I knew they were going to be doing like a powerful console, but I thought PlayStation would be dominating like headlines, and Xbox will always have to go, all right, they went, all right, we're going to have to talk about something. But it's really been Xbox drop information, we'll wait for some time, wait for PlayStation to drop some information, then Xbox drops something, we'll wait for PlayStation, Xbox drops some information, and then finally PlayStation would drop something. And now we're hearing like there's going to be like two, like, from where in a couple weeks, it's supposed to go down on some information, right? It's supposed to go down. But before I continue, let's look at the comments. Aaron Johnson says, I did not know you was live. I miss you, bro. Yeah, YouTube doesn't notify subscribers anymore, so unfortunately. But yeah, I just went live randomly. I didn't schedule this. I didn't say, hey, I'm going live. I just kind of just did it. Jalen McKenzie says, Sony's marketing has been horrible. No hype, no new IP for PS5 announced. Let's see. Let me see. I'm just reading the chat as it goes along. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, the PlayStation 5, and the thing is, like, for example, I talked about the controller. I like it. It's cool. And me saying I like it and me calling it ugly, it's two different things. All right, like I said, it to me, the controller is ugly, but I appreciate the look because it's futuristic. It looks like a proper next generation item. I want to see the console, and I want to see the games that are going to be, because I mean, all I hear is fat pipe and how its SSDs kills the Xbox Series X, and how it's going to load in textures much faster than Xbox Series X. Meanwhile, we've seen a game running on the Xbox Series X. We've seen some of the Xbox Series X features. I haven't seen any of this stuff that they talk about on PlayStation practice. Only in practice. Only thing we see on PlayStation is slideshows and some tough words to pronounce. So I don't know, man. I want them to start like speaking. Another thing I wanted to talk about is this whole CyberPunk thing, right? So a lot of people, CyberPunk once again reconfirmed that the next generation version of CyberPunk is going to launch after the PS5 and Xbox Series X launch. So the next gen versions won't be coming out in November. Let's just say that. And people took that and it was like, oh, well, the Xbox Series X is supposed to be doing smart delivery. What happened to that? Oh, it won't deliver the next generation game. And what people are not understanding about CyberPunk and the whole smart delivery thing is that CyberPunk, the game, is coming out for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 in September, right? We know the Xbox Series X is backwards compatible. PlayStation is supposed to be backwards compatible. We don't know if it's going to be the entire library, whatever. Let's neither here or there, but it's supposed it's backwards compatible, right? So one of the first things that was announced about the Xbox Series X is that it's going to have this smart delivery feature, which means that if you have the game on the Xbox One, that when the next gen version comes out, you'll automatically get the game will upgrade. You'll get a patch for the proper next gen version, and you'll have access to that game, opposed to having to rebuy it. Like last gen, a lot of us had to buy a PlayStation 3 copy of Destiny, PlayStation 4 copy of Destiny, or you bought Last of Us on PS3, and then you had to rebuy the PS4 version when that one finally came, and Call of Duty Ghosts and NBA 2K, shit like that. Like it wasn't like, oh, you bought the game and you got automatically the next gen version. You know what I mean? So, and most of that is due because there wasn't no real backwards compatibility there. But now backwards compatibility is a thing, and the lines are blurred with this whole cross-gen stuff. So one of the biggest questions me and my peers had is like, okay, how are they going to do this? Like when 2K comes out and Madden comes out and freaking whatever, CyberPunk or whatever, like do we even bother buying it on the Xbox One? Because I'm going to want to play it on the Xbox Series X. I'm going to just buy that version. Or if we buy it, like what happens? Do we get is it going to just auto enhance, or because it's technically a new console, right? Whereas the Xbox One and Xbox One X, there technically was the same console. The Xbox One X was still an Xbox One, where this time around it's different, you know? So we were like, okay, so how would buying games be? Now, granted, Xbox users, we're somewhat used to this smart delivery thing because we have Play Anywhere. Play Anywhere, like right now, Gears of War, I bought Gears of War. Because I bought Gears of War, I own it by default on PC and on Xbox. So that's I have proper versions. I have a proper PC version and a proper Xbox One version, right? So Halo Infinite, I kind of expected this, so that's why it's never been a problem. It's like, all right, if I buy Halo, I know for a fact they're gonna do whatever where the next generation console is gonna be the proper version, regardless if I buy it on the Xbox One or if I buy it on the PC. For Halo Infinite, I buy it on the Xbox One. I will own it on a PC. I will own it on the Xbox One and own it on the Xbox Series X by buying it once. So that's a standard for Xbox first party games that it's been like that since 2016 for us, right? So we wanted to see how that would transition into next generation, and they upped it a notch with smart delivery. So Cyberpunk was the first third-party game to like confirm that they'll be taking advantage of that feature. But they've been very transparent, and they said that it will take place after the Xbox launches. Because what you have to assume is, sure, they released the game in September, the current gen versions, right? The next gen version is going to be a separate SKU. Like how Grand Theft Auto was, they had the 360 PS3 version, but the Xbox One and PS it was a separate SKU. So that's what CyberPunk is. There is going to be a proper next gen version available that you can walk into a store and buy a physical PlayStation 5 box or an Xbox Series box of that game, the accurate version of that game. Obviously, so that still has to happen, and because I don't expect them to turn around a next generation version in 2 months. It's just not happening. The game, you release the game in September, and then the next gen version is going to be available 2 months later. No, I'm expecting probably March of 2021 that they get a proper release. Give them 6 months to get, take advantage of, the graphics, frame rate, maybe ray tracing, who knows, the proper upgrades, so it could be a proper next gen version, right? So with smart delivery, when that finally occurs, right, when they release it, like, all right, Cyberpunk for PS5 and Xbox Series X will release March 5th, right? On March 5th, your Xbox Series X, assuming you had the Xbox One version, will receive an update to upgrade it to the proper version, which is the Xbox Series X version. Now, when you go back and you decide you want to play on your Xbox One, when you play Cyberpunk, you'll be playing your Xbox One version. It is what it is. So the version of Cyberpunk you will have in November when the Xbox Series X launch will be probably a slightly better version of the Xbox One X version. And the only reason why I say that because sure, the game is already going to be enhanced for the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X because they're current platforms, right? That's what they're currently building for, is the Pro X and PC, right? To take fully advantage of that. So assuming that they're taking advantage of the Pro and X, I believe the game is going to be running like a dynamic resolution. So the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X might be like a dynamic 1600p, 1800p, however they're doing it to meet frame rates and stuff like that. When you play that Xbox One X version on your Series X, if it's dynamic resolution, the Series X is just going to scale it to native 4K. That's just what it's going to do. It'll clean up any frame rate noise that it may potentially have. So the performance will be clean. The resolution is going to be locked because it's dynamic, and obviously the load times are going to be much faster. So that's just the base system. The Series X on a system level, just taking care of the Xbox One game. So that's the version you're gonna have in November when you get the new Xbox, and then when they properly release the next gen version, you will get an upgrade, or you could waste money and buy a disc version, which then the smart delivery doesn't control that if you buy a physical copy. Now, what we don't know, and what we won't find out unless PlayStation tells us, is if that's going to be the case for the PlayStation 5. That is not that's not CD Projekt Red's place to answer that question, because they have a marketing deal with Xbox. They're only allowed to speak on the Xbox version. You're only going to see from Cyberpunk is trailers referring to the Xbox version. That's it. And they're only going to speak on that version. And then when it's time for the next gen versions to come out, you're only going to see trailers of the Xbox Series X version. It's up to PlayStation to tell its consumers, like, hey, yes, we're not going to charge you to get the PS5 version of Cyberpunk 2077. Just a reminder, it's a separate SKU. A lot of us, because we're like digital, it's like, you're not thinking about, let's go to the store and buy the disc and stuff like that. We're just waiting for like an enhancement upgrade, like how we were doing for the Xbox One X. So that's how that works. So there's a lot of people with this notion, just like that, I guess, assumed that every game that releases on the Xbox this year is just going to automatically upgrade it to the next gen version. And what people not understanding is these next gen versions have to be available for that to happen. And there's going to be delays. The only games that is going to take advantage of that right off the bat are existing Xbox One games like Gears 5, Gears Tactics, and all that other stuff, and obviously Halo Infinite and Forza. First party games they're going to be prepared for the launch. Third parties, probably not. It's probably going to be shortly after if their next gen versions are ready. If PS5 versions and Xbox Series X versions are available, of these games are available this fall, then yeah, then it should take advantage. You should have that option. I don't know if not all developers will make it free, because Microsoft left that in the hands of them. But I assume obviously first parties will be free, and then anybody Microsoft has a marketing deal with, it will be free for the upgrade. So let's get into the. I know I rambled for a little bit, so I'm gonna see if I missed any questions or anything in the chat, anything interesting. Scuttle says, since the One X have Cyberpunk 2077 edition, I think we could have a native 4K 30 FPS like RDR2 did. But I still play it on the Series X for 60 frames per second. Yeah, it's we could but that game is the game's gonna be doing a lot. I think it's gonna be a dynamic resolution. It could potentially be native 4K, but the settings are going to be like meeks. The settings aren't going to be like high ultra or anything like that. So they can definitely achieve native 4K on a series on the One X at 30 frames per second. But what I'm expecting personally is that the game is going to be the performance is going to be ho hum on console. You're going to get high resolutions on the Xbox One X. You might get that. It might peak at obviously 4K, but I think they're going to be doing a dynamic resolution, and especially if they're going to have issues on performance, right? You got to think all the stuff they want to do. The game looks like it's going to be a CPU intensive game. So in order to save on performance, the best thing to do is have that compromise and do dynamic resolution. So the Xbox One X, it does well with dynamic resolution scaling. And when the Series X comes out, even though the next gen version won't be available, that's going to get cleaned up. So you'll at that point for consoles will probably have the the best version available at that time for consoles. So that's what I think is going to happen. JL Med says, "Smooth, what's going on, bud? I hope you're doing well. Xbox is the best box as per usual." Yes, you know that, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm just babbling. Lord Oda on Twitch, how you doing? What up, Bounty Boom? Windy City Dion says, if Red Dead 2 can run at 4K, why can't Cyberpunk? It depends on the engine. Red Dead, like, they've achieved something special. It's not that it can't, it's what the developer is going to intend to do. There might be, it depends on how they develop the game, right? So sure, they can achieve 4K, native 4K on Cyberpunk 27. I'm sure they can. Can they do it without it performing at like 18 frames per second, without the frames dropping? That's my only concern, is the fact that it seems like a CPU intensive game, because all the stuff that the game has to operate, that the performance could take a hit if they're just ramping up the resolution. So to save on that, do the dynamic scaling. We see what happened with Resident Evil 3, which Resident Evil, it was weird because Resident Evil 2, I believe was like native 4K or damn near close, and we didn't have that performance issue. But Resident Evil 3, they got it to native 4K, but the performance sucked shit. So they had to bring the resolution down to like 1620p, and they were to get the 60 frames per second. So it's weird. It really all depends on what the target is and how the engine is going to respond. And the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 still have those Jaguar cores that everyone hates. So So if it runs at 4K, that would be awesome if it runs at 4K native. But I'm just saying if it has to run native, if it has to run dynamic, I'm not going to be mad at it. One of the most interesting things for me with this generation is seeing all the games that ran at dynamic resolution and had unlocked frame rates, fluctuating frame rates. I wanted to see what those games do on their Series X and PlayStation 5. That's what I wanted to see what happens when they get like those games have to run on that extra raw power. That's what I'm interested in seeing. Of course, I'm interested in seeing the new games and the games made natively for it, but that's why I want to see, like, all right, so how much, just based off the game that they put here, how much better would it be, assuming they don't do any changes on the Xbox Series X, like just on pretty much, what's Foxy's favorite, what do you got, brute forcing, brute forcing. Like Doom and Doom. So Doom, that's also dynamic. Doom Wolfenstein is going to be crazy on the Series X because they're going to get hit maximum of each. They're going to hit their maximum resolutions and their maximum frame rates because they have the room. And that's what I do respect about like Bethesda or I think id Tech, whoever does like the Doom and Wolfenstein. They design games where they are this whatever console or system you're playing on, it'll just try to do whatever it can on it. And obviously with Wolfenstein, they gave you all these options to, like, if you want to do like accelerated dynamic resolution where you want to like get like close to a lock 60 frames per second as possible. But I want to see what happens on the when you playing it on a Series X and see like, just to see that, know that it will just cap out to its maximum settings and you're getting that full fat native 4K 60 frames per second and you ain't gotta worry about shit. So it's cool to see. That would be cool to see, dude. Next gen Frost, dude. I think Frostbite is in the freaking bushes. They're not like that engine. Just kind of like really did them in. They tried to put a lot of their games on it. If the game wasn't named Battlefield or Battlefront, it just wasn't cutting it. The Frostbite engine was not good for these generation consoles. I would like to see what Frostbite can do on a PS5 and a Series X for sure. For sure, those that engine was too ambitious and it never really kind of did what it needed to do for this console cycle. And what else do we have? And so we are, you said, but isn't it the same for Unreal Engine for open world? Yeah, Unreal Engine is a great engine, but a lot of developers struggle with it when it comes to open world games. It's just, I'm trying to think of the best performing. You gotta think about it. State of Decay 2 didn't do so well with it. Days Gone didn't do so well with it. Graphically it was fine, but obviously it had a whole bunch of shit to deal with. I'm trying to think what else game is running. Like, no, actually, well then I won't count Gears as technically open world because it's not really open world. It's just open hub. It's just more open Gears. That probably was the best performing hub, like, because I think Hellblade was on Unreal as well, but obviously that's not open world. That's very linear, like closed, concise location. What else was Hellblade? I'm not. Wow. What else was running on? There were like actually I feel like 70% of games that came out was running Unreal this generation, bro. Like. You said there are so many open world. Yeah, it's easy to get like open world fatigue for sure, bro. Like, and that honestly, it was open world fatigue is the reason why I didn't like. Was one of the reasons why I didn't like get through Red Dead. Like, there's game. I'll tell you the open world games I still have to finish. Right, Red Dead, Days Gone. I don't own Death Stranding. I never bought it. I still haven't even played my Grand Theft. I have Grand Theft Auto and I haven't played it. You know why I didn't play Grand Theft? I think because every time I didn't like the whole loading problem. Grand Theft. I don't know if this is still an issue. It took forever for Grand Theft Auto to load. So the first time I got it, that night I played, I was like, okay, cool. And like the next time I boot up, it was just taking me like forever. And I think I attempted to play a couple more times after that, and then I just kind of just stopped. So that's another open world game I have to play through. So I got Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption 2, Days Gone. What else? I don't know. Yeah, Microsoft is in love with freaking Unreal. I'm surprised they ain't try to cop that shit like that. But obviously, Epic. But yeah, they're in love with Unreal. If all their games could run on Unreal Engine, they do it. So Coalition would probably always will be married to that engine because Gears was made and discovered off of Unreal. Not sure if they'll ever make their own engine, but and I think they probably the deals that they probably get from they probably get like a good deal for Unreal. But they're developing. I think they have their own it's like Halo with 343. They have their Slip Space engine. Remember, Ninja Theory has like some software that they're doing that everybody's falling in love with. Turn 10 has an engine that they're and we're supposed to be getting a demo of all this stuff and how some of these big first party games are sharing each other's tech for their games. Emmanuel A says, "You the man, Smooth. What you think about PS5 1800p?" Wait, PS5 1800p? What's 1800p on PS5? Where did that come from? Somebody got to elaborate. I can't comment. I don't know what to think of it because I don't know what's. Are you saying what do I think? If it's no, you says you the man, Smooth. What you think about PS5 at 1800p? Are you saying what do I think about PS5 running PS4 Pro games at 1800p and what it would do, or like? I'm not sure, dude. Like, if PS5, I mean. Now that I think about it, it's not far-fetched that games we're still going to probably have 1800p games on PlayStation 5. That makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, if its intentions for the PlayStation 5 to run every game at full fat native 4K, 60 frames per second. I mean, if that's obviously we would like for that to be the standard. If that's the set standard, then it'd be disappointing to see that. But if 4K 60 is a standard, then it'll be odd. Johnny the Power Slave says, "Will Sony survive next gen?" Sony will survive. It'll be a grind, but they'll survive. I think they'll. In terms of unit sales, they'll win. In terms of unit sales, I just don't think it's going to be a landslide like it was this time around. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think it'll be more reminiscent of 360 PS 3 days, but I think people also have selective memory. Let's talk about that. About the PS3 and Xbox 360, because all you hear people now is like, oh, the PS3 came back and caught up and outsold it. Xbox lost every generation. No one looks at Xbox 360 as a lost generation, because people forget the PS3 caught up at the very end of the generation. At that point, the PS4 and the Xbox One was incoming. So it was afterthought. It wasn't like there was this 5-year period where the PS4 or the PS3 was like the shit. And it wasn't that. Games still sold best on the 360. Like the 360 was like the software king when it comes to multi-plat. Games just sold better there. You also gotta consider that a lot of PlayStation made up a lot of its ground, overseas. Things that we weren't really seeing, and it was at the end of the generation. So a lot of people like to assume like they like to rewrite history and act like from like the whole 360 PS3 gen that the PS3 was dominating, and it wasn't. And actually, from a North American standpoint, I can only look at that bubble because it's hard to I know what's going on in Europe and Japan. The 360 was a standard here. It just was. It's still, when you look at the sales, it was like a 20 million sales gap between the PlayStation 3 and the 360. So the way that how everything looked here, it was this clear cut 360. And a lot of people like to throw out the Wii. Yeah, they showed the most units, but the Wii was dead before the 360 and the PS3 was even peaked. So that's how I looked at it. Like a lot of these guys have they have lost memory of how that actually went down, because they'll tell you like the PS3 was just dominating, and it wasn't. It wasn't. When I'm going to play Bleeding Edge, I'll play Bleeding Edge once I get 3 more people to play with me. I still have to get 1 more achievement in that game. So I'm always down to play Bleeding Edge. I'll play after this podcast if anybody's down. But before, I really want to play the new ODS. Halo 5 got an update it's ODST Slayer. So you play as the orbital drop, the ODST soldiers in Halo 5. They got a Slayer mode dedicated to ODST. It was a stealth drop too. Emmanuel A says, "Yo, Kid Smooth, I can't see the chat on the TV. Can you increase the size?" Let me see, which one's the chat? There we go. I can increase the size. No. Chat. There we go. Is that better? That's better, right? Hold on. Somebody's about to yell. Never mind. It's like blurry though. Can you read that? Yeah, it's blurry, so I don't know if you can see. You have to open the chat, bro. Like, I'm trying to look at it on my screen. It's like ultra blurry. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, it's blurry. You can read the names, but you can't read I don't know how to fix that. Oh, you're watching it on TV? Oh, that makes sense. Let me see if I switch back to the smaller. Nah, you still probably can't see it here either. Oh, to transparent, to make it a solid color. Yeah, I can probably do that too. I forgot how. Let me see. I forgot where I'm supposed to change that. I have to go to I have to open a separate app for that. I'll probably fix it the next time I go live. PS3 sold 87.4 consoles. The Xbox 360 sold 84 million. Xbox has never won a generation. It has neither been Sony. Has always been Sony or Nintendo. If you want to count PS3, the PS3 as a win, go ahead. It didn't win here. It didn't win here in North America. I don't even think it even cracked. It hasn't even cracked 40 million in America. It hasn't cracked. It might have not even cracked 30 million in America, but in North America. So that includes Canada, United States, and Mexico. Okay, so. Yeah, it's sold what it's sold in fucking Europe and Japan, whatever. You gotta think about the Xbox. Think about this. Look what you're saying. And I don't even believe that 84 number is actually even accurate. It's definitely accurate. Cause I last checked, the 360 was at like freaking 88 million. So I know, so that 84 one is accurate. But let's say your 84 to 87 is accurate, right? Think about that. That means the PlayStation 3 worldwide sales only outpaced 360 by 3 million, and 360 has no Japan. No Japan. I think they sold maybe a million in Japan. That's 360 with no Japan. So imagine if Xbox 360 did slightly above average in Japan, it would be a landslide. But that's 360 not having Japan and most of Europe. That's nothing really to brag about. No one. It never felt like a PlayStation 1 last gen at all. Nobody, at least we didn't feel it. How much did the PS3 cost again? The PS3 see, here's the thing. You're saying the PS3 wasn't $600 and $500 for its entire life cycle. It wasn't. It was that until like maybe sometime in 2007 or up until maybe 2008. Maybe they started releasing different models and removing features and shit. People were like, the PS3 did this and it was $600. It was not a $600 console for the 8 years of its availability. Hold on, guys. I'll be back. My bad. All right. You guys still there? All right, here we go. So yeah, don't front like the PS3 was like did this miraculous comeback as it remained a $600 console. No. That, remember, don't have selective memory. By the time the PS3 finally got its rollback, it was a $200 console. Like people forget. Like people forget. No, then nobody was trying to get my attention. It's just that they turned the TV up so loud, and I'm like, if I could hear it at this point, I was like, yeah, it's super loud. So I had to run it and like turn it down. So why is PS2 considered GOAT? Hardware or software sales? Why are software sales never mentioned? PS2 is considered. I don't know if PS2 is one of my favorite consoles. I don't consider it the GOAT, but it was because probably the games. As a console, it wasn't that I didn't care for the console. The console didn't do anything special at all. I felt like the GameCube and the Xbox were better consoles in terms of uniqueness and features. The biggest thing I think the PS2 had over both GameCube and Xbox was the ability to play DVDs right out of the box. I think the Xbox, you needed the adapter, and then you couldn't play DVDs on the GameCube. The disc was too damn small. Nah, I mean the PlayStation 2 had better games. Obviously, the way that the PS2 it felt like, I don't know. It was like, it felt like the standard for gaming at that point. So it wouldn't be the console. It would probably be the games that it had and the longevity of it. It had a lot of classics there. Remember, the PlayStation pretty much had times where they had Grand Theft Auto all to themselves and Final Fantasy all to themselves, and it was just all these games that they had to themselves that didn't go on other platforms. And now a lot of these games that strived on PlayStation 2 are now like multi-plats. So it just, I don't know. But when you consider software, the 360 had amazing software software sales, and Nintendo, in terms of first party, dominates everyone in software sales. So, the PS2, I don't know. It was a great console. My favorite console though was the 360. It's, I don't know, like, I respect the PlayStation 2. I had a lot of great games on the PlayStation 2, but the 360 was my favorite console. The Red Ring. So he said the Red Rings played the part in the 360's false numbers. Okay, if the Red Ring played the part in 360's false numbers, then okay. If that's the case, all right. So you're saying so by your what was the failure rate? Was the failure rate like close to like 50% on the 360? So that means you assume that you're saying maybe 40 some odd million of those consoles shouldn't count, right? So you're saying the 360 sold maybe like pretty much what the Xbox One sold, essentially. That's pretty much what you're saying, right? With the current where Xbox One is currently at, you're saying the 360 is at. If that's the case, with that, and that all PS3 sales were true sales, right? Those are all unique true sales. Why did the 360? Why did game sell? Why was software sales better on the 360? Like, why when multiplats came out, they sold tons more on the 360 than the PS3. I mean, it can't be possible. Were people buying games for the broken 360s that they sold back, that they took back to Microsoft? How do you account for that? Because there was a software correlation to that. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, everything should line up to what Xbox One is currently doing. I don't know. No, that was the ring on a disc thing. I don't think it was that that crazy, that massive. You said, do I know the 360? I have not had. See, the scratching disc in the red ring. The scratching disc wasn't as bad as the red ring of death, because I've owned about 5 360s, and of all the issues I've had with any of the 360, none of them was about disc scratching. I had all my 360 discs were clean. All my 360 discs was clean. So now you want to blame their software sales on people rebuying games? Really? Okay. Optimus Code says, great show so far. Don't let him knock you off your square, young player. Shout out to Optimus Code. He's like I said, he's been informing people on Twitter in terms of consoles, and oh damn, I think that $15 super chat just froze the damn stream. Whoa, what's going on? Hold on. Let me know if I'm back. We back? We back? Let me close some tabs or whatever I got open. Hold on. Make sure we ain't bugging out right now. Holler if you hear me. Like, say something. All right, the bar is green. Refresh. We live still. All right, so shout out to Optimus Code. I think that 15 super chat like just throttled my internet. Appreciate it. Optimus Code. And one day we have to talk, but I am gonna speak a few words to you, because I feel like Optimus Code, right? You are obviously very intelligent and insightful, right? But for some reason, there's this trail of like these PlayStation guys like clinging onto your every word, because for some reason you're giving these guys hope, and unnecessary hope. So and every time I see your name, I see it in a quote tweet or reply, and somebody about ready to tag me. If it's not, whether it be about like PlayStation's magic with their console and how special it's going to be, and or how T-flops don't mean anything, or that Xbox games being held back. I had a question for you. I got this one question because I did say this on Twitter. Let me eat this last orange. Hold on. Damn, that was juicy. All right. So, with Godfall, right? The upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive. It will not be releasing on PS4. Will not be releasing on the Xbox One. Will not be releasing on the Xbox Series X. It only is being released on the PS5 and the flawless, untainted PC. Is it fair that my expectations for this game, because there's nothing technically holding it back from doing anything, that it should be nothing short of a technical masterpiece? Because due to what everyone tells me about games being cross-generation games and games holding Xbox One games being holding the Series X back, or the Lockhart potentially holding the Series X back, there is no other development time for Godfall, and it's only going to be on the PlayStation 5 and a PC. Is it fair for me to believe that this game should be a technical masterpiece? Like, it should play nothing like what we currently have. And Optimus Code says Godfall will be held back by PC. This is my biggest problem, right? This is my biggest problem. See, Optimus, this is my biggest problem. If that's the case, why do we care that any game is held back if a PC is going to hold it back? So, and the reason why I give you and others a hard time about this argument, right? And you say because minimum specs PCs will hold it back. Understand? Fair enough. And it doesn't. And I saw the minimum specs for Godfall. I saw the minimum specs for Godfall. That shit can run on an Xbox One. It can run on an Xbox One X. Based off the minimum specs that they're the touting for the PC, I don't know why, but anyway. So that's where it becomes a problem. So this is where I start to get a problem, right? Because I feel like you guys push this thing like, oh, Xbox needs to be held back, and it's just this negative light on Xbox that, hey, there's this now notion that Xbox games going to be held back because you guys took their initiative to support the Xbox One over the next 2 years. Because let's be let's be realistic. Almost every game release is going to be cross-gen. I'm sorry. That's why we only know of one PS5 only game, and it's Godfall. It's not even PS5 only, it's on PC, right? Every game that's releasing on the PS5 and Xbox Series X is going to be available on the PS4 and the Xbox One, because at this point they will be just throwing money away, especially with publishers knowing how much the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X is potentially going to cost. It'd be kind of stupid. They got 100 million people on PlayStation 4. They have 50 million people on the Xbox. Why would I do that so quick if I'm a third party publisher? So that we already know. That we already pretty much know. But why are we pushing this thing that, oh, games are going to be held back? Why is that an argument if that's always going to be the case regardless? Even if they drop support of the Xbox One and PS4, and they still got to release games on PC, and then Nintendo's always going to have a platform, and the more they sell, the more support they'll get. So it's I feel like it's unfair to the Xbox, the hype of the Xbox, that this is the message we're pushing. Like, oh, it's gonna be let's shove this message down everyone's throat that the Xbox game is gonna be held back. It's not gonna be what it's supposed to be, even when that's going to be the case by default, regardless. Because you're telling me with Godfall, PS5 and PC only, your PC's the best platform to play on. PS5, there's no constraints. They got all that stuff they can access, right? And you're telling me the game's going to be held back because what? A PC, a minimum spec PC. And it's like, if that's the case, why is this a discussion? Because that means every game since history of making games, maybe not the history of making games, but for probably well over 20 years, have been held back. I'm just gonna say that. So why does it matter at this point? That's what I really want to know, because now what we're asking for is a pipe dream, if that's the case. Because obviously there's not going to be a game made specifically for RTX 2080 Ti and the highest Intel CPU, and you know what I mean, to take only advantage of that. So in general, the status quo for games is that they're going to be held back. Am I right? And you said because not every PS5 game is going to PC. Not that we know of. Now, Code, I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. If Sony plans to only ship 6 million PS5s worldwide in the first quarter, and their console is expected to be $500 and $550, I don't think we're going to be seeing PS5 only games. Nah. If we do, it ain't going to be the games that they're freaking it ain't going to be Horizon Zero. It ain't going to be Horizon 2. If Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is available in the first half of 2021, it's going on PS4 as well. I will believe it. I believe Spider-Man Summer 2021 is going to be on PS4 as well. Because there won't be enough PS5s available or sold or shipped to generate the amount that they sold on the PS4 to make up for that. No. They'll say that. No, they'll buy some bullshit shit like Godfall and some third party bullshit that they can pair a PC and do that. They'll do that for a couple years, but no. Sure, they'll of course eventually there will be PS5 only games. It's just one company was more transparent. They said, you know what, we're gonna be supporting Xbox One for probably 1 to 2 years, you know, because probably all the games they had in development were probably being developed for the Xbox One anyway. If you think about it, like that was probably the natural release. Like that was going to be the natural release point. So PlayStation telling you, oh yeah, PS5 exclusive. Sure, there's going to be PS5 exclusive. But anything from 2020 going into up until 2022, like maybe next from 2020 to maybe fall 2021, there's going to be cross-gen games from Sony's first party. The third party and second party bullshit, the ones that can pair with PC, they can take advantage of that. But it's won't be smart if you know how much money you just made on Spider-Man, Horizon, and obviously the Last of Us. You're telling me that, hey, one of these games is going to probably be available within the first 6 to 8 months of the PS5 launch. But at that time, we're only going to be able to ship 7 to 10 million of them. You're not, and we plan to only put that game on the PlayStation. That it won't be enough. You're not going to make that money back. But I see a lot of oranges, so that means that's mine. I'm being added a lot. So Optimus says, I'm gonna read even the ones that are not super chat. It's fine. He says first, yeah, that's the problem. The PC support and the old hardware support is the issue. Okay, because not every PS5 game. I answered that one. Not on PSX. What's not on? Oh, he meant the bright, not on PS5. Okay, gotcha. I answered that. He says the new consoles will create a new base. Bless Red says the new consoles will create a new baseline for performance for PC and console games. Kiss move. Well, why didn't they do that for Godfall? That was their chance right there. Optimus Code says Kiss move. You may be right. Blade Runner says, "Yup, PS5 games will also release on PS4." Optimus Code says they haven't said anything yet, but they did say there will be PS5 exclusives, so maybe they're being dishonest. And of course, if I say that, I'm going to be called like a fanboy, you know. Yeah, I won't say they're being yeah, they're not being completely forefront, because even the Xbox, the Xbox, there will be Xbox games, right, that won't release on the Xbox One eventually. Yeah, eventually there will be games that won't release on the Xbox One. They'll be Lockhart and Series X and PC exclusive, right? So Jim Ryan is correct when he says there won't be any. There will be PS5 exclusive game. Of course, I believe that. I absolutely believe that. But if any of his big hits, like the sequel to Horizon or the sequel to Horizon or a sequel to Spider-Man is coming out within the next 6 to 8 months of PS5 launch, book it. It'll be a cross-generation game. Book it. Because how do you explain that to investors? They're already telling their investors, we expect to ship 6 million in the first quarter worldwide. The only game I can see them getting away with just releasing a next-gen version only of is piece of shits like Godfall. I'm sorry, Godfall might actually be good. And like a Gran Turismo Sport 2, the least favorite of the Gran Turismos. Gran Turismo Sport 2, show off the graphics, ray tracing, all that stuff. Yeah, you could do that but then Gran Turismo typically sells a lot though. So I don't know if you want to risk that. Maybe Knack 3, you can get away with doing that. You could get away with doing Knack 3 because that's not going to. Knack 3, you don't anticipate that to sell 10 million or anything like that. Optimus Code says $15. Great energy, man. Keep it going. Optimus Code said again, thanks for the $15, Optimus. Like I said, I'm gonna read the chat regardless if you have the super chat in there, anyways. But I appreciate it. Pay back the $15 I probably gave to Xbox too. So he says, agree that first couple years everything will be mostly cross-gen. That's why for me the real issue is Lockhart if it's real. So my question to you, Optimus Code, is it if Lockhart exists, right? Which I believe. I mean, I'm so confused because if PS4, the PS5 end up being more expensive than the Series X, it's like, yeah, do you need it? Lockhart, to my knowledge, is still built on. It's using the same tech that the Series X have. The difference is that the RAM, the VRAM size and the clock speeds. They're still going to be using the same SSD. They're still going to be built on the same architecture. Instead of having like 16 gigs of GDR6, is probably going to have like, I don't know, 8 to 12, or like, you know what I mean, which is okay. That's fine, because 8 technically is all you need, from what I hear. And their CPU is probably going to be clocked at 3.6 max or 3.5 max, and with the Series X is clocked at 3.8 max. So I think the speeds are going to be slightly different, but I think the Series S will be a machine that can play these games and you know, keep up with the stuff that they're touting. It's just is going to be doing everything at a lower resolution, which he said the super chat is for support, fam. Dude, that's 15 times 3. That's, damn, I can't count. It's $45, man. That's I appreciate it, bro. Like, I appreciate it. I really do. What they say? Give give, you shall receive. And I gave a lot actually this week. So shout out, must be the blessings I gave to all the other podcasts earlier this week. From what I'm hearing, he said it's half the cost of the Xbox Series X, so the specs can't almost be on par. In terms of speed and size, sure, it's probably gonna be half that. But the thing is, for example, it's not like they're for the Series S, they're gonna go back to GDR5, 12 gigs of GDR5 at Xbox One X's speed. Like you know what I mean? I feel like aren't they using current tech that's in the Series A? It's just in terms of the clock speeds are gonna be different, the frequencies are gonna be different, but as a baseline, it should be okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the tech head. I'm not the developer, but the way I look at it is when, for example, are you better off with a let's just say this. What is you know how like with the baseline you have 960, 970, 980, 980 Ti, and then they upgraded 1060, 1070, 1080, 1080 Ti, and all this other bullshit. Wouldn't it be like an equivalent? Let's just look at, for example, and this is just an example, like just an example, right? An example, right? Let's say the Xbox Series X is a 2080, right? Wouldn't a series? The way I look at it is a Series S would be like a 2060. Just it's supposed to be like the same family of architecture, right? Just lower end. That's how I look at it. Now, the way you look at it, it could be like, yeah, the Series X is a 2080, but then the Series S could be a 1060. Then I can see if they just say, you know what, we're gonna grab all the Xbox One X's and actually, I said, let me just say this. I thought that all they needed to do for next generation to be good enough is change the CPU in the Xbox One X, and we be all right. we would be all right. But the Series S, from what I'm hearing and from what I know, is that it's a better version. At worst case scenario for the Xbox Series S, it's a better version of the Xbox One X. Like that's the worst case scenario for the Series S. Xbox One X with a much better CPU and a more efficient graphics card, pretty much a graphics unit. He said often the devs will pass off some of the calculations to the GPU, and that GPU needs to be able to handle them. Okay, let me see if I missed something before that, because it looked like that was part of ongoing. All right, so let me read these. Vegeto Bolton says, "What up, Kid Smooth? At the end of the day, all I want to see is the Series X. My only issue is, should I wait for a special edition with the custom?" When did we get our first special edition Xbox One console? You start to get the special edition consoles maybe a year. I'm not waiting a year to get like a themed game, because I don't hold on to this Spider-Man PlayStation for as long as I held on to a themed console. I've had Batman themed PlayStation 4, Star Wars themed PlayStation 4. In terms of Xbox, I had a Halo 5 themed Xbox One. I had a white Xbox One. I had the Day One Xbox One, the matte black Xbox One. I had the Project Scorpio Xbox One X, the matte black Xbox One X, the white Xbox One X, which I have currently, which was that Fallout bundle. I'm missing another. I feel like I had another custom Xbox One. But yeah, like nah, I'm getting it day one, bro. I'm getting that ish the day one. Optimus says, Often the devs will pass. Oh yeah, I read that. All right. Bless Fred, 16 gigs of RAM should be the standard. If you only have 8 gigs on a PC, your game would stutter like hell. 16 minimum, kiss. Yeah, it depends on how you're trying to run it. Kids movie. If devs wanted to use a 2080 Ti to run extra calculations, a 2080 without the Ti couldn't handle the game because it couldn't keep up. It could lower the graphics, but it's more to it than that. Okay. Vegito Bolton says, I just want 1440p 60 frames per second on all games, high detail. I mean, I just can't wait to see this in action. So apparently we don't have too much to wait. You know, people are saying it's weeks, not months. Clobro says he expects weeks, not months. Shinobi says he expects it soon. Colt nearly leaked the date himself. It's April 17th. My birthday is May 6th. If this happens on my birthday, I'm awesome. I'm happy. If it happens before my birthday, I'm happy. But I want to there's nothing more I want to learn more about the Series X, because I feel like we know everything about this the Series X. The things that I'm waiting to see obviously now is the games. I want to see them being demonstrated. I want to see how they're taking advantage of it, and then I want to see obviously the date that they come up with, the price that they come up with, and then if there is a Lockhart or Series S, I want to see what it looks like and compare it to the Series X, and the benefit of it. Like I want to see how they deliver that message. But there's a lot to digest, and then I want to, in this picture, where does PlayStation come in? Where do they start talking? Where do they start demonstrating? Where do they fit in? Because like the information we get from them is stuff like that, behind the scenes stuff that we're hearing. But there's nothing. I feel like every opportunity that they have to speak, to notify us, to inform us of what's what, that they don't take advantage of the opportunities they have. And a lot of people thought petty PlayStation was back when they crashed the Inside Xbox show with their controller. I don't think that was petty. I mean, it was Tuesday. Inside Xbox, I don't know. Inside Xbox is not a big show to be crashing. It's Xbox's weakest thing. So to counter that, I think it's weak. I was like, where were they when the Game Awards happened? Where were they when freaking on February 24th? I mean on February 25th, I think they announced, we're gonna be doing a deep dive, and I think their deep dive happened on when did their deep dive happen? I think the deep dive happened. No, actually, that didn't happen in February. Wow, this is how Xbox did their blog post February 24th, and then Digital Foundry and Austin Evans did their thing. Like that happened like a month later, but I think it was March 6th, and then March 7th they did their I think PlayStation did their deep dive, which just didn't go well. So we had the logo, deep dive, controller, and we still haven't seen a console or a game or anything demoed on a PlayStation 5 yet. So Optimus Code says all Xbox Series X games will look great. There's zero doubt about that. Good things ahead. Yo, Optimus, do you know anybody with a Series X dev kit? I'm curious. Bless Red says, if I see another 30 frames per second game on console, I'm going to die of laughter. Yeah, and that's what's gonna be the tricky thing this time around, right? Because yeah, I would like to pop in a game right on the Series X and just like, it's going to automatically run 60 frames per second, but we know that's not going to be the case. If the game is made for Series X and PlayStation 5, I think it'll be 60 frames per second. find it hard to see a next generation game running 30 frames per second. But obviously, a lot of these games are going to be current gen games that obviously they are playable on the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, and you're just running those codes. Now, if they optimize these games to the point where it unlocks machine learning, oh, this is playing on the Xbox, Series X or PS5, and then they'll open up the frame rate, or if they did dynamic resolution or had the game running unlocked with unlocked frame rates, we'll have a better example of like running current games at higher frame rates and stuff like that. But I think on the Xbox side of things, because they're used to like doing all these enhancements for the Xbox One X and whatnot, that a lot of their games will be upgraded to 60 frames per second. Like I think Sea of Thieves is going to get like I think there's going to be a ray tracing feature for Sea of Thieves. I know it's not that big of a deal because it's Sea of Thieves, but there's going to be a 60 frames per second update for that game. You do know somebody with it. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know what another question I want to ask, because I really don't know what question would like to ask after that. Pro Boxing Critic says, been trying to figure out what this guy is talking about. Me? Because I'm blabbering, dude. I probably went from A to Z and back to C. I'm talking about Xbox, PlayStation, CyberPunk games, backwards compatibility. Bless Fred says AMD needs to make their own DLSS implementation. He said, but they can't tell me anything. NDA is too strong. Gotcha. He said, batteries and controllers is greater than 30 frames per second. What else we got here? That's what I need to do. I need to move this over here, and this over here. There we go. Doom, 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 doom. He said, do yourself a fave, play GTA 5 story mode. I got to. I mean, honestly though, I'm gonna keep it funky with you, dude. I literally might wait until the Series X come out, so I don't have to wait through those long ass load times. Those load times, the load time to load the game up it's too long, bro. To load the game up for the first time, it's forever. Cool wallpaper, but it takes forever, dude. Have you played Sea of Solitude? No, I've never even heard of it. He said, wait if I was you. Yeah, I said I didn't beat GTA 5. Nah, I still didn't beat it. Not because I couldn't. I just haven't played it. Like, I bought it because I was in the hype, and I didn't buy it when it was out for 360, and I forgot why. I think because I was like done with. I was done with the 360 during that particular time. I was just waiting for the Xbox One. I might have even sold my 360 at that point. I think I sold my 360 early. I wasn't really even playing anything much. I wasn't really playing with it. Yeah, I had my kid, my kids was on the way and everything. Yeah, I didn't even. Damn, wow, time flies. Yeah, like Grand Theft Auto. I bought the game. I think I played it the night that it came out I think it came out November 2014, like a year after. Yeah, I played it for a little bit, and I've never like really turned it back on. Like the first couple times I tried to play it, the booting the game up for the first time, the load time was just crazy. So the load time at this point could have improved, but I don't know. And I don't even think they enhanced that game for the Pro and the X yet at all, which is weird. But you just get bored of it, yeah. I've been I've been live for an hour and a half. Don't even feel like it. No, he said I wish they made GTA 5 and Max Payne 3 for the X. Yeah, yo, Max Payne 3. I'm just surprised it's not backwards compatible. That would be a game worth remastering, dude. Who's I sometimes I get it. 2K does Mafia, right? It's not Take Two, right? Because they were remastering Mafia 2 and 3. It's weird to have a remaster to Mafia 3. That's a current gen game. Mafia 2, I understand. I'm like, don't bother remastering Mafia 3 unless you're gonna add like freaking fast travel in the game. That game needs to have fast travel. Driving all over the bayou and taking real 45-minute trips that take 45 minutes real time. Shit was crazy. I don't know why. I stuck through and beat that game. I played all the DLC and beat it, but driving through that city, if something could be legit 45 minutes away, legit, and it takes you 45 minutes to drive there. That shit drove me insane. And there's no don't remaster that game unless they put fast travel. Yeah, no 4K patch for Max Payne 3 because it's not backwards compatible. You can't play it. It's not backwards compatible. They need to remaster that boy. Kiss Move, yo, did you know they put GTA 4 in their launcher? I might rebuy it for PC. I haven't seen no vids talking about it, so it might inform the people. Haha. Wait, oh yeah, because GTA 4, I don't think it never did it ever appear on PC? GTA 4 Nico Bellic. I didn't like that GTA because I couldn't relate to the character. I couldn't stand the accent. The dude like a drunk. Like, it was on Games for wow. He said we need a next gen Dante's Inferno remake. That one's back. That game's backwards compatible. Yeah, I can see why people would like that, dude. Oh yeah, you said it was using Windows Live. Yeah, and to my knowledge, everybody hated Windows Live. So yeah, oh, and I forgot Rockstar has a launcher. So yeah, GTA 4. I'm not like I downloaded the Epic launcher because I forgot why I did because I wanted to see what the games they've been dropping some good free games there, but I haven't been taking advantage of them. I really haven't. But I really miss the old days of Rockstar when Rockstar used to make multiple games. People like, oh, Xbox is sitting on a bunch of IPs and EA sitting on a bunch of Rockstar is sitting on a bunch of IPs. They're sitting on Manhunt, Bully. I think they had the Italian Job, Midnight Club, State of Emergency. Rockstar used to release games every year. And they were very, very diverse with their options that they had. And it's crazy how limited they are now. Like Midnight Club, I love Midnight Club. I thought Manhunt was good. State of Emergency was a fun like arcade beat 'em up, destroy them all type game. What else did they do? They had a lot of games, bro. Yeah, Splinter Cell is not an Xbox IP, but Xbox did. I gotta think some of those games are exclusive to Xbox consoles, and I think Xbox had it was a good counter to like what Metal Gear was for stealth games. If I was Microsoft, if you wanted to acquire an IP, I would try to get that one. Shout out to War Machine Guy. War Machine. Wow, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I said War Machine Guy is War Machine Guy. War Machine. I don't know why that was hard. Thanks for the $1, bro. Um, I actually started playing Saints Row 2, but I can the control. I can't get with the game because the game is type ugly now because it's backwards compatible on the Xbox One as well. So Dead Space, crazy. None of those games like they're backwards compatible. I'm surprised that they didn't try to like remaster and like double dip on that game on any of those games. Like I think BioShock, what they do? They remastered was it Infinite? I don't know if the other two are remastered for this current gen, but I know they remastered Infinite. You know what game I miss? I think Capcom should do Lost Planet again. I played the first one. I don't know why I didn't play the second one, but Lost Planet was. I remember being very, very impressed with that game when it was first like demoed. Said when I'm going to do some gaming. Well, I'm off for the weekend, so I'm probably gonna do some gaming tomorrow. It's 11 o'clock. If I'm going to game, I'm probably gonna do it on Twitch. It was 11 o'clock. You probably play something for an hour or two. I'm not sure what I want to play though. That's been my problem with streaming or lack thereof. Like I'll turn on my Xbox or my PlayStation. Like, all right, what do I want to play? And I'll look at things, and then I'm like, all right, do I play this game because it will be a good game to stream, or do I play this game because I really want to play it? And then I'll scroll through the dashboard, like, all right, what didn't I beat? Do I want to play this? Do I want to play that? I get bored, and then I end up turning on NBA Live, and I end up playing that, and then I realize, damn, I wasted like 2 hours. So I struggle with like, damn, what game do I want to play? I should probably buy or get some of the newer games that just came out. But the thing is that every time I do that, like, well, I got all this stuff in my backlog that I didn't really take advantage of. Reason why I didn't buy Resident Evil 3, one is $60, and two, it's like less than 5 hours, and I'm hoping it goes in Game Pass soon. Because if it goes in Game Pass, then I that would be a good game. I'll feel satisfied playing through that game and doing it via Game Pass. Like, but no dude. I'm Bleeding Edge. I don't want to play Bleeding Edge with strangers. Like, I've had great games doing it, but the problem is now, because of the achievement I'm trying to chase, it's harder for me to play because I have to be a support character, and I'm not a good support character, but I need to heal as many people as possible to get that achievement. So it's like I want to play it because I want to get that achievement. But when I play Bleeding Edge, I want to play as Needhogger. I feel like he's the best. My is only character I could really like play and do damage and actually help somebody. I could play a support, but we'd lose. Sure, I might heal a couple of people, but we'd lose. If you got a team of like, if you got like two other people, I don't mind. I'll run it. I know FC Violent plays it. Attic, if he's available, I know he'd play it. He's done with Final Fantasy VII. Has Xbox ever did what Sony did with 4 free games? Well, Xbox technically gives you 4 free games a month. You get 2 360 games and 2 Xbox One games, and then they constantly give you free play games. So there's games that are like a free play for like 4 days. Like last week, I think it was Gears 5, and then for a moment it was like 2K, and I forgot what the current games are now that are you could play for free right now for a limited time. But Xbox games with gold give you 4 games a month. each month. So it'll be two 360 games and two Xbox One games, or sometimes two Xbox One games, a 360 games, and an OG Xbox game. Yenzar says Resident Evil 3 is greater than Resident Evil 2. He said he loved the slightly more action feeling. Fighting and dealing with Nemesis is fun. Mr. X is just obnoxious, dull, and boring. Vegito Bolton says I should get Game Pass, but I like buying and playing no my own on my own time. I got you. Like, here's the thing about Game Pass. This is how I look at it, right? Is because before, like, over time I bought a lot of games, and there's some games I bought, obviously I didn't finish, or I played some of it, and there's some games I bought, I beat, I finished, and then I found myself obviously not playing again because there's either no urgency to go back, there's no replayability, right? So what Game Pass does for me, and then of course there's some games I still get review codes, which is cool, but what Game Pass does for me is that for those games that come out, right, that like you play through it, you beat it, and you enjoy the story. Like for example, I'm not gonna go back and replay Plague Tale, right? I love the game, and I'm not gonna go back and play Hellblade. I beat the game. I have I have a reason to go back to Hellblade because I'm missing one achievement, and I have to read something. I have to go to each stage and read every like collectible and make sure I catch it to get the last achievement. But I have no reason to go back and play Hellblade and games like a Plague Tale. Great games, great experiences, but there's no. So a game like that you play in Game Pass is like, okay, you have that time, you're enjoying it. The game's going to be there at a minimum like 3 months, right? Most games that go in there at minimum 3 months. Let's say there's a lot of games that's been in there like since day one, but let's say you got 3 months to play this game. You say you play it, you enjoy it. Oh wow, that was amazing. And if you're not gonna go back and play it, then what's the point? You know what I mean? You can buy it and keep it so it's there in your digital library and whatnot. But there's a lot of games that come out where I just wanted to either try to get as much achievements as possible, or play through the story, and it has like no replayability. And Game Pass is clutch for that, because before, I'm taking a gamble on games, or I'm reaching out to, I have to either get like a review code and then I have to do a review for it, or I have to stream it, or I have to take a chance on a game and like put up the $15, $25, $30 on that game, and I risk not liking it, and not being able to get like a refund for it. So Game Pass does come in clutch in those situations there. Do you think next gen Microsoft is going to cater to JRPGs? I don't think they're going to cater to JRPGs. Next gen Xbox will have a lot more of its own RPGs. You got to think about it. There's Xbox has 3 RPGs in the works, right? They're Western. They're going to be Western RPGs or so. You got Playground Games making an RPG. You got In Exile making an RPG, and you have Obsidian making an RPG, right? So you got 3 studios. Xbox will get JRPGs. They're the support, the second party and third party support for JRPGs will be much better, because Phil Spencer made tremendous efforts to strengthen the relationship with Japanese developers. Now, pay attention, right? Game Pass just launched in Japan last week or earlier this week, and that's a big deal, because the effort for Game Pass in Japan and getting developers and signing partnerships, you guys got to ask yourself, well, why are they doing this? They don't sell any consoles in Japan, right? There is a way that that Xbox can break through in Japan without selling its consoles, and Game Pass is one of them. You look at Game Pass. Hold on.
I looking for mommy speaking. Mommy said how to look for mommy.
No, it's in the room. Stop that. All right. That sucks. I didn't mute my mic. My daughter was knocking on my green screen, scaring the hell out of me. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm looking at the window like, who's knocking on my window? But no. All right. So what happens is you got xCloud. You have xCloud, which is going to pretty much be the breakthrough for Japan, right? Because a lot of people game mobile there, and via streams, and then you got PC. A lot of people in Japan gaming on PC, so Game Pass obviously is going to take flight in Japan differently than what it does in obviously North America. Us, we're playing on console and PC. Japan, they're going to be playing on xCloud and PC, pretty much, and they're selling that to like Japanese developers and publishers, and that's how they're going to get those partnerships. So the JRPGs, will come in the forms of that, and as Americans and Europeans and North American and whatever, will reap the benefits of that, because obviously they're going to put those games on those platforms, Game Pass and xCloud, and that's going to translate to traditional releases. Honestly, I'm not really into that stuff. Like the JR, I can't think of like many JRPGs that I fell in love with. Like, you have to have an acquired taste, bro. Like, and a lot of you guys have that acquired taste. Like, I guess I have like a complete casual taste. Like, but it's good to see it come, because it's an option that wasn't there before, and it's only going to get better. So yeah, next generation JRPGs will be more prevalent on Xbox because of what they're going to be able to do in Japan, like to make Xbox, to sell Xbox in Japan, it won't be through the consoles. It will be through Xbox Game Pass, xCloud, and Game Pass for PC. He said this dude won't finish Cyberpunk. Yeah, I don't know. I probably won't. I'll try it. I'll give it a try. I'll buy it once, and I'll buy it once. Name your top 5 games this gen, regardless of consoles. Top 5 games, regardless of console. Top 5 games this gen, regardless of console. That's hard, because I have prisoner of the moment. I'm prisoner of the moment. So I have to go through. I would have to go, to really do this. Have to go through each year, right? So I would say, what was my favorite game? And all right, so realistically, I'm gonna include. All right, so I'm gonna start from 2014, right? I'm gonna say Titanfall. I'm not gonna put in any order, but Titanfall is in there. Is this, you said top 5 games, or is it new IP? If it's new IPs, then it would be a lot easier. But I'm gonna say Titanfall. Titanfall, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is 5, because I can do a top 10. I can't do a top 5, because I'm gonna technically. All right, so this is not in any particular order. All right, so we got, I said Titanfall for sure. What I'm going to remember it as a generation as a whole. Titanfall is definitely there. I like the Tomb Raider series. I enjoy them a lot, But I like the Tomb Raider and Uncharted. They're in the same type of games. I like them both like a lot. So that's why it's hard to be like, oh, this, because I feel like I could pick one or the other. It should be the same thing. But I beat more Tomb Raider games than I beat Uncharted games. So I'm gonna go Rise of the Tomb Raider. Fuck, Assassin's Creed Origins Odyssey. I think I like Odyssey was awesome. Origins though blew me away. So Assassin's Creed Origins. Horizon Zero Dawn is there. I don't know, man. Maybe. I want to put Sekiro. I want to put Bloodborne. I want to pick Gears 5. I want to put Halo 5. I don't know, dude. If this was like a top 10, that would be a video that would be impossible to do. But that would, you asked me that question. That question would change like every week. So for as of today, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, there's been enough Gears of War games, there's been enough Halo games. I'm gonna say fuck Star Wars Battlefront 1. Fuck that 2015 Star Wars Battlefront. That shit is fucking hard, dude. Like I know you said The Witcher 3, Bloodborne, God of War, Monster Hunter World. I mean, yeah, God of War was awesome. That's tough, dude. Like, because if this, I know this generation of games is sort of underrated. You know, people try to frown upon it, like because they'll highlight how great PS3 360 was, and and PS2 and stuff like that. But there was a lot of great games, and when you're currently in it, it's hard because I'm like, there was a handful of games each, year that I like. In 2019, there was some games that I really like I love Jedi Fallen Order. I love the Outer Worlds. Even though I gave Control issue, like the thing is, I criticize Control a lot because I felt like a lot of people overrated the game and they shitted on Quantum Break. So that was, but I enjoyed Control because those are my type. Those are games I like. I enjoy playing. Just action adventure, third person games. I enjoy it. So like I thought for what it was, I thought Control was good. Obviously Gears 5 and yeah, dude, like 2018 you had Spider-Man. It was PlayStation's year. You had Spider-Man, God of War, yeah, Odyssey. You had you had that, what's that game from EA, that co-op game that everybody was playing? And then Tomb Raider that came out, Shadow of the Tomb Raider I messed with. 2017 was actually type trash, honestly. I like Horizon Zero Dawn though. And what else came out? I think Uncharted Lost Legacy came out. 2016 was a dope year. Mafia 3, freaking Gears 4, Forza Horizon 3. What else came out in 2016 that was freaking... Played a lot of games in 2016. I don't know. A Way Out. Yeah, A Way Out. Yeah, that game came out. I enjoyed that too. Oh yeah, 27. Oh yeah, so I forgot 2017 was Nintendo's year. And RE7 was good. That came out early. That came out in January of 2017. 2017 also was that Persona came out. That's when 2017 was a that's when all the bullshit was going on. You had That's when Xbox wasn't really getting much of any games. That was like the year of Super Lucky's Tales. It was Super Lucky's Tales. No, Crackdown came out in 2018. But 2017 was the year of PUBG, Super Lucky's Tales. PUBG was a mess. Fortnite came through and shut shit down. PlayStation had like the Horizon Zero Dawn, and they also had Lost Legacy. They also had, I think, Persona. I think that's when Nier and all that other bullshit came out. Nier, Neo. Yeah, it was just like an onslaught. Unfortunately, it was a tough year. That was a tough year for Xbox. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Titanfall 2 came out. Was that 2016 or 2017? I have to recall. I remember Titanfall 2 came out with Battlefield and Call of Duty, like all in like a 6-week period. It was sandwiched. What year was that? Was that 2017? Yeah, that might have been 2017. That was Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, Call of Duty. Was it Black Ops? Black Ops, was it? What Black Ops would it have been? Would it have been 4 or 3? What Black Ops are we on? Crackdown came out what? You tell last year? It came out in 2019? Did it? Oh shit. Oh shit. It came out last Yeah. You're right. February 2019. Actually, that's true. All right. Yeah, All right, so here's my thing with Titanfall. Titanfall 1 is my favorite Titanfall, right? Was my favorite game. That would have been my Gotti of 2014, right? What happened with Titanfall? Titanfall 2 campaign, one of the best campaigns I've ever played. For that caliber game, it was an awesome campaign. But I wasn't feeling the multi. It wasn't the same, dude. The multiplayer was not the same. Like Titanfall 2, like I played. The crazy thing is like there was a point in time where, like, outside of obviously Halo, like 5 and Gears, Titanfall was like one of my most played games. Like I would play that shit every day and pour hours into it. I didn't play Titanfall 2 multiplayer like that. I don't know why. It just didn't feel the same. Like I don't know if it was maps or just the tweaks that they did. But like for Titanfall 1, like I was on it. Every update, every map pack, the modes that they were adding in, I was with it and I played the crap out of Titanfall, dude. Like I enjoyed Titanfall 1. Titanfall 2, I enjoyed the campaign. I played the campaign. It was fine. But I could not get into its multiplayer. And I feel like if they were to ever repackage like Titanfall, like or some way the Titanfall 1 multiplayer and Titanfall 2's campaign, that would be a stellar release. So, Life in Times podcast says, could you clarify your Persona 5 comment? Just got through watching this wisecrack analyst vid on Persona 5 being deep. Is not a kid game. LOL. Oh, you guys. So you must be referring to the tweet I had. So somebody came at me tweeting me saying Xbox have a bunch of games, kiddie games that look like they're from Cartoon Network. So all I did was grab a bunch of random cartoon looking games from PlayStation and just quote tweeted. And I'm like, yep. So Persona, it's an anime game. I'm not an anime dude. I don't watch anime cartoons. I don't play anime games. I don't see the interest in them. As an adult, it's just I don't know what people say. People like have these weird infatuations with these cartoons, with these anime characters. I mean, I can't take Persona serious. I know people want to say it's deep, but the people that make those type of games, they're in some weird shit. And you have to be like mentally in a different place to like connect with those games and with that stuff. So, I mean, some people like it. Persona, that shit is for me. You won't catch me playing a Persona game. You just won't. It just, nah. It doesn't. I don't see like some. I don't see the interest. I don't see the good. I don't see the it factor in a Persona game. Nah, not me. Not me. Thanks for asking. Anthem. He's yeah, Anthem was also pretty dope. Saucy said if he was into turn-based games, he would play Persona. There's only one turn-based game that I think I enjoyed. That was Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. That's the only turn-based game I like played and enjoyed. Like that, yeah. Super Mario, no Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. I played that. I played that game for 10 straight hours one day. Like I remember. I think it was what year? 2004. The heck was it? 2004? Yeah. I don't know when it released, but I know I played it in 2004. What's up, Xbox Battlegrounds? Life of Times podcast says, "Kiss Move, I feel you. I'm not a big animal guy. It's just a game about people's personalities and mental states. It's not that nutty in anime shit." Are you gonna play Final Fantasy 7? Final Fantasy 7 eventually. I didn't buy it. I didn't feel like really the need to grab it day one. So I'll miss the hype. What? Oh, I'll eventually get it. Seth, yes, I literally judge a book by its cover. With games and cartoons, you can actually, for the most part, you can do that. Like, you know what I mean? It is like, he said, pick your words carefully, Smooth. I must have let something slip. Yeah. He said Final Fantasy 7 will be worth the wait on PC. Yo, all right, so I don't know. Like, I played the demo for Final Fantasy 7, and I felt like, I don't know what the final, like, resolution is on the game. Because I don't think, I haven't watched the Digital Foundry video, but I thought the game had a lot of, the demo, I'm not talking about the final game, I don't have the final game, had a lot of visual noise. Like, and I felt like there were at times the game looks awesome, and then there were at times the game just didn't look that awesome. I don't know if that changed in the final game, or if anybody got any information on like the game's like performance or its visual standing. My thing is how would that release go? Final Fantasy 7, like when the follow up comes out, right? Do they have them set up to come out like each year, or is it we're going to be waiting another 5 years? And does that one not appear on the PlayStation 4? Does it appear only on a PS5 and whatnot? Like, how long is it going to take for these games to come out? Yeah. He said, fresh ingredient says, seems they rushed it out to be on PS4 before the PS5 becomes the focus. I mean, true. Yeah. Take advantage of that that user base at that point in time to maximize the sell percentage, because you have to pick and choose when you're going to release that game to get the most out of it. You could release it towards the end of the PlayStation 4 life cycle, maximize that player base, right? Or you could try to capture the hype of the PlayStation 5, but you risk the sales potential because you're selling it to a limited crowd. If they opted not to make it cross-gen. Verge Brizzle says, "Smooth, I need to be the newest member of the podcast." Have you been on the podcast before? You are familiar. Let's see how how discussions go. I'm always looking for people to be on the podcast. Like the podcast is open to guests. I don't think we had the only guest I've had was like that time where I had Salty and I think Bari, maybe J Dub I think came on. Porter Rock came on. That show was crazy because it was just too many people. But yeah. You sent an invite, but I was at work. Oh, that's a long time ago then. But I'm about to, as you guys know, you guys see me, I'm starting to freaking yawn, so I'm about to hop out of here and go watch a movie with the wife. It sounds like she's watching something interesting. But today was good. Talk about Xbox, PlayStation, CyberPunk, all things. Best Spot Theory. Like I said, this is not like a scheduled show. I kind of just do it. Sometimes I get bored and I just want to talk and see what people are up to. So I'll probably likely be streaming. It's 11:30 now. I might not stream. I know. Who was I talking to? Man. Why can't I? Why his name's at the tip of my tongue? I know he was asking me to play Bleeding Edge. Aaron Johnson, yeah, I know you were asking me to play Bleeding Edge, but I might hop off, yo. They said it's good to get sleep at this time. I had my tea, had my oranges, and I had my vitamins and my zinc. So I'm about to hit the sack. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Optimus Code, Life and Time, Salty, Verge, Brizzle. I'm gonna hit you up for a show. Ro D, Lord Oda, Sharp, 2257. Am I missing anyone? Black Bond, I saw him pop up in here as well. Yenzer, Vegetto Bolton, War Machine Guy, Bless Red, everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you. Thanks for the support. And I'll see you guys probably with a video or a stream in the next 24 hours, though. Xbox Battlegrounds, too. Shout out to you. And Bless Fred, I gave you a shout out. So I know I didn't miss you. But you guys have a good one. As always, it's been a good. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We out of here. Peace.